Parlons français ensemble.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into something specific, but honestly really useful. Ordering a coffee in a French cafe.
Right.
It sounds simple, but there's a lot more to it than just the words. It's really about, well, French culture. And we're drawing on some great sources designed to make learning French feel, practical.
Exactly. And this really does go beyond just vocabulary lists. It's a proper deep dive into French culture, into etiquette, especially the importance they place on politeness.
Politeness, okay.
Yeah, it's huge. It's not just being nice. It's almost like a fundamental part of interacting. It sort of smooths everything over, especially in places like cafes where, there's a certain way things are done. And knowing these little phrases, it gives you that bit of insight, that confidence, whether you're planning a trip or you're just curious about France.
Okay, so paint the picture for us. I walk into a cafe in Paris. What's that first interaction likely to sound like?
Well, the server will probably come over and say something like, Bonjour, vous désirez. Let's hear that again a bit slower. Bonjour, vous désirez. It's basically, hello, what would you like? Very standard.
And my response should be?
A polite response would be, Bonjour, je voudrais un café, s'il vous plaît.
Right.
Again, Bonjour, Robert, je voudrais un café, s'il vous plaît.
Now, I've heard that je voudrais is pretty important there, not just saying I want.
Oh, absolutely crucial. So, je veux does mean I want, but it can sound a bit blunt, maybe even demanding in this context. Whereas je voudrais, I would like, uses what's called the conditional tense. It just softens the request, makes it much more polite.
I see.
And honestly, politeness is just paramount in France, using s'il vous plaît, which interestingly literally means if it pleases you.
Wow, really?
Yeah, but functionally it just means please. That and merci for thank you, they're absolutely essential. Non-negotiable, really. I remember learning that the hard way early on. Using je voudrais makes a real difference.
Good tip. So politeness is key. After I've used my polite je voudrais, what does the server say next?
They might confirm your order, perhaps saying, un café, ce sera tout.
Okay.
Let's repeat that. Un café, ce sera tout, meaning a coffee. Will that be all?
Got it.
Then they'll often follow up with something like, Très bien, je vous apporte ça tout de suite. Again, très bien, je vous apporte ça tout de suite, which is, very well, I'll bring that right over.
And my response is simple.
Yep, just, oui, merci.
Let's hear it. Oui, merci.
Perfect, simple, polite. Now, thinking about other useful words, besides en café, what else might you need?
Good question. Tea. Pastries.
Exactly. So you might want un thé. That's T-H-E. Accent aigu on the E. Un thé for tea.
Okay. Or perhaps the classic un croissant. Un croissant, always a good choice.
Definitely.
And we mentioned s'il vous plaît for please. For the bill, you'll need l'addition.
L'addition. Got it.
And you can never say thank you enough, really. So merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup. Nice. Oh, and coffee types. If you want coffee with milk, ask for un café crème.
Café crème.
Like a latte or cappuccino, sort of?
Sort of, yeah. Typically steamed milk. And if you want something more like a standard American filter coffee, bigger, less intense than espresso, you need a café allongé.
Un café allongé.
Okay, un café allongé. That actually brings up a fun fact, doesn't it? About just ordering a café.
It does. This catches so many people out. If you walk into a typical French cafe and just ask for un café, you almost always get a small, strong espresso. That is un café by default in France.
Right, so not a big mug.
Not at all. That's why knowing un café allongé, literally a lengthened or stretched coffee, is so useful if you prefer a larger, milder drink.
That's a really practical tip.
Definitely. So thinking about putting this into practice for you, the listener, how would you phrase, say, I would like a tea, please?
Okay, let's see. Based on what we learned, je voudrais un thé, s'il vous plaît.
Exactly. Let's say it slowly. Je voudrais un thé, s'il vous plaît.
For the bill.
You'd say, l'addition, s'il vous plaît. One more time. L'addition, s'il vous plaît. And just to hammer it home, always try to use je voudrais un café rather than je veux un café. It makes a difference.
So to wrap up, we've covered how to order that coffee, picked up some key words like the croissant au diction, touched on that crucial bit of grammar with je voudrais, and learned that important cultural detail about what un café usually means. It's amazing how much is packed into such a simple interaction.
It really is. And it leads to a final thought, maybe for you to ponder. Beyond just getting your coffee, how does understanding these small cultural rules, this emphasis on politeness, change how you might see a place, or even how you approach interactions back home? What really stands out to you about the way politeness shapes how people talk to each other in different cultures? Something to think about.